right, if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Friday, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Now let's get to our main conversation for today. Veteran rapper Edris AbdulKareem has condemned the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) for banning his newest protest track titled "Tell Your Papa." The artist, known for his politically charged music, said the move reflects a growing intolerance for constructive criticism in Nigeria. AbdulKareem, in response to the ban, argued that the song merely speaks truth to power and gives voice to the frustration of everyday Nigerians. He accused the regulatory body of trying to silence dissent and curb freedom of expression through censorship. He stressed that the protest music plays a vital role in democracy by challenging the status quo and pushing for accountability. According to Edris AbdulKareem, criminalizing criticism through bans sends a worrying message about the shrinking space for free speech in the country. I still have with me Barrister Evans Ofeli. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here.
Very well.
All right, so I think it's very, very important that we talk about this message. But just before we get into talking, I'd love us to maybe just listen and have an excerpt of what we're talking about so we have a perspective or context to what we are talking about. So let's just have a little bit of that particular music video from Edris AbdulKareem just to see what we are talking about today.
She, tell your papa people to die. Tell your papa, she, this one don't pass jaga 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 jaga.
Just leave it at that. It's actually about 2 minutes plus, song that he did. Now, if you take a look at what he had done here, I don't think there's anything defamatory about the song he has done. He's just using or exercising his poetic license as an artist. Now, speak to us. What do you think about this and the continuous dissent or a council on dissent in Nigeria?
Well, what he has just done in law is what they call fair comment. There's no falsehood in what he has said. So you cannot criminalize the truth. Okay? And he has a right under the Constitution, the freedom of expression, to, make such expressions as long as they are not false. The only point where you can criminalize or take him to court or whatever is if what he has said is false. This is the reality of the country, and you do not expect every and all of us to keep quiet and then watch the deterioration of things and all that. And this is also a warning to the government to note that using the Cybercrime Act to criminalize all forms of dissent and speech, will no longer be tolerated. And there's a planned protest that is coming up very soon, that's ongoing already,
yes,
wherein the Take It Back movement are calling on the government to, repeal the Cybercrime Act, or at least repeal certain sections of the Cybercrime Act that the police have misinterpreted and they're using offensively, or they are missing, all that. So Edris AbdulKareem, this is not the first time he has made songs like this. Even against the Buhari government, he released a song on the level of, suffering and maladministration and corruption that was going on under the Buhari government unchecked. Under the Obasanjo government, he sang Nigeria Jaga Jaga.
Exactly, because at the time, even Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. He was comfortable when the song was done.
Yes. So, and the song also can be categorized as fair comment because Nigeria is actually Jaga Jaga, at the time and up until now. So they don't have any case against Idris. I mean, the censor board and all that, what they have done is to ban the play of that song from radio and television and all that. But that's for terrestrial network and the rest of that. But for the song is streaming on all platforms. Okay, are they going to go to platforms to pull it down, or who exactly is watching those TVs or listening to those radios that they have restricted these songs? Okay, who is listening to the people can download the songs on other different platforms of the world and consume according to their tastes. Okay, if you don't want this kind of criticism, if you don't want musicians to call your son to go talk to you, if you don't want poets to express their frustration, if you don't want activists to express their frustration using you as a guinea pig, then you need to go to work. Go to work and ensure that your manifesto reflects in their lifestyle, that you're able to instill good governance, that you will ensure that you will stop at nothing to make sure that the people are fed, the people get jobs, the people are put in places where they should be. Those who have talent, you invest in the talent. Those who have business, you give them soft loan. Those who want to work, you give them job to do. You know, those who want to do whatever, those who want to go to school, you make an enabling environment for that to be possible. And because it is possible, you should make it possible. So people will not stop to criticize government. No, even if you put a life sentence or death sentence on criticism, people will rise up and criticize the government. We're talking about the 30-day rant that's ongoing. The president has not made a statement on it. Rather, he left for France to go and reflect on his policies. Like someone said, was he Randy Aka, said that the president spent so much, billions of naira, renovating his own apartment and that of the vice president. And when he wants to go and reflect, he cannot retire to those houses to reflect. He has to leave the country to go and reflect on his own policies. So it's a pathetic situation that we're dealing with. I mean, the Nigerians has even brought this to this point. It's an indictment on the masses, because by now we should all be on the street every day for the next 1 year and ensure that things are turned around. This one is just one song. It's just one song, and the government is panicking, banning here. A lot of people will come up with many more songs, many more expressions, many more poetries and spoken word poetry on this issue, because you cannot lead the people like this and not expect that there will be revolt, or at least dissenting voices in the scheme of things. Nobody should be led like this.
No, very true. And speaking on this matter, the man under reference, whom the song was made from, is the son of the president, Sheyi Tinubu. Remember the viral video while he was addressing some youth members in Yola, Adamawa State, while he was, of course, eulogizing his father. My father is this. People are coming for my father. They're coming for my family. My father is the best thing that ever happened since the discovery of electricity, and so on and so forth. Now, talk to us on the place of family members in the life of those who lead the country. Stating a very clear example is the Bashar al-Assad's family. The father, of course, was there for a very long time, 30+ years. The son took over the governance. And today, both of them, of course, the father is late, the government is no longer theirs. Now, what do you think is the place of family members, especially the son and daughters of a leader, in the success of their father?
Yes, if a son or a daughter is involved, visibly seen in the governance, like Sheyi Tinubu, by default, people will expect him to act in certain ways, except he goes under the radar and just stay away from governance. As long as he is going with long convoys, as long as he's going on private jets sponsored by the state, as long as he's doing all those things, people will expect something from him. But unfortunately, the young man is empty, and it may not be his fault. He's
Why do you think
unequipped. He's completely unequipped. That's what I'm saying. Did he prepare for this? It's not the president, but the question you're asking me will force me to make certain kind of statement.
Okay.
He should be a catalyst as a youth. He should understand what to do. I expected him that by now he should have set up tech hubs in maybe the geopolitical zone. He has the resources. Set up tech hubs in the geopolitical zone. Engage the youth in this different sphere. Be seen visibly to be doing something to advance the youth. Work together with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. Create your own, do your own thing. Okay? Let people see that, irrespective of the fact that things are, you are visibly contributing to the growth of the country. You don't need to go tell people who is attacking your father, who is not attacking your father. That is not unnecessary. You are a youth, you should know where the country stands. You should know how the people are finding things difficult. You should be able to set up organizations, set up loan scheme, set up things that will advance the cause of humanity, so that these youths that are rallying around and criticizing your father that is giving you headache, they will be visibly engaged in your own program. And possibly the government will support it largely because you have the influence. You are from the root, where governance is coming from. That's what it's supposed to do. But he chose to be on the defensive. You know, because he's unequipped, he knows nothing. He does not know exactly how to pacify a generation that have a force that is incredible. He does not know how to do that. He does not even have friends who can help him to set up that. So what he has done is to run back to the father and then run back to the public to defend the father. You can't survive that. You cannot. You can only survive that if you know what exactly to do to pacify the situation. The situation is already bad. It's bad. And those resources you are using to go on those long convoys and to take private jets to places and all that, they are enough to pick local government areas, appoint certain persons, let them be doing something in the grassroots. That will even aid the father's re-election more than him going around and say they are coming for us, they are coming for my father, they're always coming for a president that is this. It's not a president that is anything. He has not performed. He has not performed. So it should come down from that high horse and get to work. I wish he has friends who could tell him what to do. Get to work. You can contribute immensely to development. People who are not even in government are establishing all these tech schools and tech empowerment areas and all that. I have a friend, an Hollywood actor that is doing that, Williams,
Uchemba, okay, yeah.
You understand? He's doing. I contribute largely to what is going on there. I'm in the board. Okay, so this is not. He's not a governor. It's an individual. You have resources in your disposal. You should be able to put up something, even if it's to empower people. Okay, to start up businesses. You could do that, and then people will rally around you. That would then be the succor. You must buy the public. If you are a good politician, if you are a strategist, you cannot stand aloof and say they are after us. They're after you on what? Because you are a non-performing human being. People will come after you because you are using state resources. You want to squander it alone.
Yeah, because lots of people would, of course, psychologists would wonder, why this is the case. Because some people have, concluded, could it be a personality deficiency on his part, or is it enveloped in the system that he can take control of? You made a mention of individuals. The very dark man, for example, is busy reconstructing water system at the University of Jos.
University of Jos.
And so many other places that he's taking care of.
Village
hostel, and so on. Now, these are very practical examples, just like you have stated here. But I would really love us to dig deep on the human psychology that makes this possible. Why do you think people who desire change are not practical about ensuring that they see the kind of change that would make them happy?
You see, not many persons are equipped to drive a cause. Some persons are so removed from reality to the point where all they want to do is to get themselves comfortable and few friends and be happy. And they do not care how far or how low every other person can go. Okay? So what they will not do is to protect their immediate influence. That's what he's doing. But if you want to be a leader, I mean, it's in the Holy Writ. When Jesus said the Son of Man came not to serve, but to be served, he turned it around to the people. That is what you should do. And if your father is not getting it right, because of his policy on subsidies gone and the rest of that are unable to manage, how about you? Must you also fail the youth? I know that you are not the governor. You were not voted for. I know. but you are visibly seen in the government. In fact, many people say now that the father, when he's traveling, hands over power to you, not even the vice president. People say that jokingly. But why is it that you are unable to find any viable way to engage the public? To tell them that they're coming after you, that's not engagement. Those people were hailing you that day because of the money you are going to drop when you are leaving. That's all. The next day they will turn against you, because you have no strategy. You shouldn't be seen around government if you have no solution. And he wants to get away with it. He thinks he will do all that and get away with it. Go with private jet, go with convoy, do all that and not deliver anything and get away with it. So why is it surprise? People will come after you, come after your father, come after everybody you know. As long as you are empty. That's exactly what is going on. You don't have a program, you don't have anything to offer anybody. So, I mean, you don't live like that. He has to do something and contribute to this government. If he doesn't know what to do, he should consult people who will put him on course on what to do. You understand? That is how to go about it. How can, in that whole family, no one, the wife of the president is the worst. That one does not even know where she is as a person. So, how are you going to get into public trust? Already you have a very damaged background by the personality of the president, who have a lot of scandals. And then you that have opportunity around him have not been able to do anything to help assuage that, at least in public trust. So, I mean, I don't know what that family is doing. I don't know what exactly they are doing. But I'm just looking at them, and I know that they cannot gain any kind of public quotient or public trust quotient with the level they are going, and that is very unfortunate.
Now let's speak to the creative personalities or artists, of course, who are desiring of using their license, you know, to speak truth to power, to bring leaders to the fire, their feet to the fire, and all that. As a lawyer, how do you think these people can better manage the exercise of their gift, their innate gift, such that it could persuade those who are in power, at the same time possibly get them to do the needful without having this sort of ban and restriction by regulatory bodies?
Part of what is going on now is calling out the government through music is one of the ways. They will reject it, they will ban it, they will do all sorts, but when they get to their closets, the message will be ringing, it disturbs them. Why are they banning it? It's what they are listening. Okay? Why did they ban it? Because, so, not just musicians, clergymen, other talented people that have public voice, influencers, should step on this, because this is more like in the 30-day rant. Okay? In the Holy Read then, you see how the prophets, the likes of Elijah, the likes of Jeremiah, Nehemiah, when there is problem in Israel, you see how they speak truth to power. Okay? John the Baptist, I mean, the clergy generally,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, there was one that told the king that there will be no rain for 3 years, and it didn't rain. You understand? As long as you are going this route, it will not rain for 3 years. And the economy then was an agro-based economy, such that in drought, that situation will threaten the throne. To threaten the throne, so you have to you have to listen. You have to listen. You cannot leave people like this. How long? How long are they going to go? With hunger, with starvation, with hopelessness, with darkness? For how long are you going to do that? And you want to lead them for 8 years? No. People will not agree. Nobody will take that. And that's why people are speaking out. The youth couple that spoke out didn't speak out because of fun. She spoke out from the depth of despondency. She spoke out from the place of hopelessness, complete hopelessness. And other persons who are speaking too, including myself, are speaking from a place of frustration. That this is not how to run a country. It's not how to run a country at all. If you must reflect in your failures, in Nigeria. You got to France, the president of France left for Egypt. No respect, nothing. So this is not the right thing. I don't know what to say about this government again, but I hope that they're able to reclaim and retrace their steps.
Now, while we hope that they reclaim and retrace their steps, finally, Barrister, I think it's very important we equally speak to those also in the creative business who have not been there as much as we expect them, especially I'm talking about the clergy. Most of them, 95% of them, are nowhere to be found. And these are people who have direct contact to those who are casualties of the bad policies that we have today from this government. Unfortunately, we don't hear anything from them. So how do you think we can better help to maybe conscientize them, to understand, just like you have said, those in the Holy Writ, which you made an example of, those were people who were there to speak truth to power. But today, we don't see any of those.
Well, many of them here, needless to say, many of them are comfortable, courtesy their members who are suffering. Yes, many of them, they contribute money for them, for everything they want. Their children's school fees, their travels, every week they contribute money, and they have money. So they are not different from the politician in terms of comfort and in terms of comfort and wealth. They are not different from the politicians, and most times they also flock around the politicians. Okay, but it takes a clergyman with the heart of the people and the true calling of God Almighty to invoke the spirit of fairness and call government to question. Not many persons, needless to say, not many persons or clergymen are called by God. Many of them were called by their greed. Many of them were called by their own personal incompetence. Many of them are called by their own whatever it is that God has called them. The ones that are truly called by God and who are actually directed by God in times like this, like we know it in history and in scriptures, we call out government. The Holy say, woe unto you, O land, when your king is a child. It's an injunction that even says that when the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. Conversely, when the evil ones are in power, the people will weep. There was a king in the Bible who said that his father treated the people with a mare, but he is going to scorch them with scorpions.
Scorpion, yeah.
Having listened to his own peers, okay. Those who are ready to see change, even in the life of their members, will call on the authority. Many of them don't want to do it because of the fear of being arrested, the fear of being noted as radicals, the fear of being their church being shut down, and the rest of that. But I don't think that's how God works, or how the mind of God works.
But unfortunately, the same people under a reference here participated during the Occupy Nigeria against the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Yeah, they participated, but today they are nowhere to be found. Many of them have given up the struggle. Many of them cannot challenge the status quo because there are people whom they know. So many of them are indifferent because of whatsoever reason they have that they have to offer. But I don't think this is the right way to go. Where the people are suffering generally, there must be a call to order. Somebody has to call the government to order.
Very, very true. I think we just have to leave it at this particular point. And major references to other countries that have been where we are today, respect to South Africa during the gory days of the apartheid. We have people like Bishop Desmond Tutu that were there to speak truth to power and ensure that what South Africans enjoy today is possible. We had artists like Lucky Dube, late Lucky Dube, who was there, actually did all that he could, with his creative license to ensure that there was an end to apartheid in Nigeria. Come to Nigeria, to South Africa, rather. Come to Nigeria, we had notable artists too. The Raskimonos during the military dictatorship, African China, of course, and with the coming of the Fourth Republic, and so many like Idris too. So I think it's the creative license that these people have to speak truth to power. It's the most important thing that I sincerely feel the government should allow to work and ensure that comes to fruition for us to have a sustainable country and a sustainable economy in Nigeria. Thank you so very much, Barrister Vansofeli.
My pleasure.
All right, people, that's just about the time we have for today. Please do well to visit us if you may. You can always read up on all that we have discussed when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally rewatch some of our clips here when you visit us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I'm Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.